The domestication of plants is where the beginning of all complex human civilization started. This is the point where humans were able to shift their lives from hunting and gathering to farming. This transition would then change every other aspect of their lives. Humans were then able to spend time specializing in their crafts, arts, building religions, and complex architectural structures. When humans began farming, they were for the first time able to accumulate wealth, which then led to trade systems and social hierarchies. This is why the domestication of plants is such an important topic. We get to study the beginning of life as we know it today. In this video, we're going to cover the progression of the domestication of plants through 5 archaeological sites in the Middle East. The first of which is Abu Hurayra. Abu Hurayra was located in modern-day Syria and was inhabited 2 different times. The first group was established 13,000 years ago, and they were hunters and gatherers, but this establishment fell apart due to droughts. This site was then inhabited again 11,000 years ago. This group started with hunting and gathering but slowly transitioned over to farming. Rye grain was the first systematically grown crop, but they also farmed wheat and lentils. Archaeologists found pottery remains in this site that for the first time were used for water and food storage. The teeth found here also show that these people were eating cooked foods. The skeleton remains found in this area also show severe damage to their lower appendages and collapsed vertebrae. This trauma shows that the farming lifestyle was a hard one and that carrying heavy loads and kneeling for hours at a time took a real damage to their bodies. This is one of the reasons why people might argue a transition to a farming lifestyle was not the best thing for humans. The next site is Catalhoyuk in south-central Turkey. This site was inhabited 9,000 years ago, and it remains a farming land today. The remains of this site show complex living structures and prove that these people were very creative and civilized. They spent a lot of time on home decor, including paintings and pottery. Their farming lifestyle allowed them to reach a population of 8,000. These people grew wheat and barley, and they cultivated berries and nuts, from which they made wine and oils. This site shows us how farming allowed them to expand creatively, and by maintaining an egalitarian society, they were able to be around for a long time. The third site is Jericho, located in Palestine 10,000 years ago, and it's still inhabited today. This site began as hunters and gatherers. However, due to a growing population and climate change, they made a transition to agriculture. There is evidence that they created irrigation canals to support their crops, which were mainly wheat and barley. Jericho had a much more established and spiritual social hierarchy. They built a wall that surrounded their town, as well as watchtowers to protect their people. This level of sophistication made them more reliant to agriculture than ever before. The fourth site is Meramid, located in Egypt 6,000 years ago. This site had been divided into 3 cultural stages, showing their progression in their crafts and culture. Their economy was primarily based on agriculture. There is evidence of their sophisticated woven baskets being used in their grains farming. By the last cultural stage, these people were building hearths for cooking their harvest, and they built granaries and other farming tools such as grinding stones. Their focus on agriculture allowed this site to develop complex buildings, streets, and focus on their intricate ceramics. The final site is Ur, which is located in today's southern Iraq 5,000 years ago. This culture had a level of wealth and comfort that was not usual for its time. They had a highly sophisticated social structure, with the people divided into neighborhoods according to their occupation. Their wealth was mostly due to their agricultural success, which created surplus and allowed them to create a successful trading system. This site is a perfect example of the pros and cons of the agricultural evolution. While it brought a lot of wealth to the site, it also created a lot of inequalities, which could be seen in the lifestyles of the kings compared to the slaves and all of those in between. The site's success was so closely tied to its agriculture that its fall was caused by droughts and the changing river patterns. These 5 sites only cover the beginning of what life was like when humans began to domesticate plants. It's only gotten way more complex and evolved from there, which has then led to the life that we live today.